But on the Austin Hooper thing, I actually struggle to find the point of Austin Hooper on the team because
Yeah.
he's overall he can't get separation. He's a decent catcher, but the thing with Austin Hooper is I feel like they mainly brought him in for blocking, and honestly, he just didn't do it that well this year. But then you got a dude like David Njoku, who he's not a blocker. He's not going to do that for you. But I feel like Njoku, in the limited time that he got this year, was actually pretty solid, down the stretch. It's just that the injuries with Njoku and why I think we just can't give him big amount of money. But if we can bring Njoku back on cheaper than what we originally signed Hooper for, would you explore that? Would you bring back David Njoku on that type of money?
Yeah, I want him back because his hands is a tad bit suspect too, but he got better. He made big plays though. Like Hooper don't make big plays, so I think he'll be good for our pass catcher. He's definitely faster and everything. Hooper,
his
man,
leap is insane as well.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely want to bring him back, especially if we cut Hooper. It only would make sense. Yeah, Hooper, man, I don't like him, bro. I remember last year, we had the COVID situation going against the Jets, and we kept throwing him the ball. He was dropping everything. He be dropping a lot of passes.
I think I remember that game. That was when we lost to the Jets, wasn't it? That was disappointing.
We ball 55 times, knowing we ain't had no receivers. It just be dumb stuff like that going on too, man.
Yeah, I think overall, I really do think we could have a really solid free agency. If we can bring in Mike Williams, who I know people are saying is not good for Cleveland, but honestly, if we can bring in a really speedy receiver with our first selection and Mike Williams on top of that, I can't see why that wouldn't work. If Baker Mayfield is struggling with Mike Williams, a speedy receiver, and Donovan Peoples-Jones, that's got to be on Baker Mayfield or the coaching or something. Clearly something would have to then change because I feel like that core would be pretty good. Plus, with David Njoku in there at tight end or something, you got dudes who can play. So, I don't know. And what do you think about Clowney? How much would you bring him back for? Because I saw someone the other day, his estimated price, I think, was 14 to 16 million a year, which is 4 million more than what we signed him for this year. So, how much would you bring him back for?
That's not bad. You say 14. I would aim low, 14. I would try to even give him 12 for real, 10.
Yeah.
Just because he just injury prone, and he even proved that last year he was injury prone. So that's really the thing with him. He's not really a big sack guy, but he's a good run stopper for sure, and he definitely can pressure the quarterback. So he definitely somebody I want to bring back. You look at the top DNs in the league, though, they making about 20. They pushing 20, almost 30 million, though. I think Myles Garrett making high 20s.
Yeah, so, 25 mil a year, I think it is.
Yeah, so you're getting Clowney to complement Garrett for only 12, 14 million. I think that's pretty much a good deal, man, to keep it a buck.
Yeah. So many teams are going to be offering him that deal, though. I hope he realizes that, what he's got in Cleveland is good. Just to be that second option. Look, you might get a couple million more to go be the first option on another team, but, we've seen what happened when he was the first option on the Titans for that little amount of time that he played there. It didn't work out. So he should realize, hold on a second, I don't think I'm where I should be in my career possibly, but, in terms of skill level and the injuries defeating what he could have been. But I still feel like as a second option guy making that amount of money and not having the pressure and stress on you that he would as the first, you got to come back, right? But how are we going to sign? It's going to be interesting how we sign all these guys. That's why I think Landry is going to get cut. Because there's no way we bring in Williams, Njoku, and Clowney all in free agency. I don't think we're going to have the cap to do that. Someone's got to go. Plus, if Baker balls out this season, he's going to want an extension. True. I don't think it's looking good for Jarvis Landry, to be honest.
Yeah, it's making more sense now to let him go for those reasons, though. Especially Baker, though. I mean, even though they would pay him after the season, but it's making sense, though. Because the money that we use for Odell, we spent that on the lineman. So, the O-lineman at least. So, yeah, we definitely need some more money, though.
Yeah. They were saying there's another guy that might be getting cut. I forgot. Is it JC Treader? He's on like 10 million too. I think they were saying we've got another backup center. I can't remember who it was, but they reckon we've got a backup center who wouldn't be as good as Treader, but could do a decent job. I can't remember who said this. It was one of the dudes on Cleveland.com, but I don't know if we don't need to cut JC Treader, I'm probably not doing it. You know what I mean?
Who's the backup center though? That's what I'm trying.
That's what I want to know. I can't remember. Oh, let me search it up.
Yeah.
But would you, if we had a dude that could come in, would you think about cutting JC Treader or
10 mil for a lineman though? I don't think that's really bad. You do good though. I think they got good chemistry on that line too when they're healthy. So like,
yeah,
I don't think that's what I want to mess up. And I do think that we still bringing back our offensive line coach. He's the best coach, the best offensive line coach in the league. So like,
I hope he comes back. Is it Nick Harris? Was he the dude that we brought in that was actually all right?
We drafted him like 2 years ago. I saw him play some guard. He was all right.
Yeah.
He was all right.
Would you what do you think about that then? Because like I reckon he's pretty solid. So if you were to save $10 million on JC Treader, bring in Harris, maybe draft another center or something like that. Because is Harris ready to make that next step? That's the thing.
He's undersized too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the coaches know he ready, then I mean it kind of makes sense though. That's how the game goes. So like if they know he ready, it makes sense. I mean, really on the O line, you really want to take care of the outside tackles the most. Like you can really throw an average dude in the interior and he'll be okay. So like,
that's what I'm saying too. Is 10 million too much for a center? Because I think that's what JC Treader's on. Because like Harris, what would he be on? Only a couple million. You draft another dude, couple million. It's just like, well, centers are replaceable, but like your right guards, left guards, that's where you're like, ooh. You want to maybe we've already got money into them. White Taller's like a dude that's on a fair bit now, but he's a great player. I really like White Teller.
Yeah, he was a few.
Yeah, I hope he stays healthy this season because, like, geez, he's important to the team.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when he pulled it, man, he be laying dudes out.
Yeah.
But that center spot, I really personally feel like center is more important than the guards. Because you snap at the ball and you got to block. So the center, you can't play around with that center spot, but you really can't play around with them outside. So if the coaches think he ready, I'll be all in on the move, man. I'll be all in.
Yeah. It's crazy how much the Browns roster could change. Like so many players are on the hot seat, like Landry, Hooper. I don't know if Treader is, but apparently the people at Cleveland.com think he is. So many of these other guys, Rashad Higgins as well, probably. I don't know. I really don't think he's going to get brought back unless like we just sucked in free agency and couldn't get anyone at all. But I'm interested to see the turnaround that this Browns team goes for, and if we I think we still got more than our own picks this year too. I think we got a future pick from someone last year as well, if I'm right. So we could be going into this draft with like 7 picks.
Yeah. I think we might have got a second round pick or something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
Could be wrong. It could be later on, but I think we both think we got some pick around here, right?